Hello, hello. Just taking another study break here. This is Abyoyo part two. Second. This is like the second. This is like age 12, beta age 12, I believe it was. We're in beta age 12, round 12, and we're being Abyoyo part two. Uh, Eating an orange again with some vitamin C in me. You know what? Now that I'm getting the grades, now that I'm getting back into the workforce with a stronger position, especially after I've learned how to be a manager, learn managerial skills of the human service field. Okay, it works like this: large scale human service organizations, say homeless shelter, say Mustard Seed Street Ministries, is actual corporation. We take donation monies, we take grants, but our product is gross domestic happiness. As the Bhutanese government said, as the Bhutanese king said, he wants to make sure that his kingdom of Bhutan grows the right way with gross domestic happiness, with very with Sorry about that. I'm still coming over a cough, coming out of a cough, cold and cough. So, like I said, the product of the social working world, the human service world, is we get our stock tickers in higher outcomes of health. Perhaps perhaps this quarter, this fiscal quarter, we come up with more babies who are alive, babies or youngsters who survived cancer, or people we've got off drugs, or people we've rehoused, or mouths fed, that kind of thing, clothes clothed, that kind of thing, and we come up with all sorts of wonderful ideas, like a corporation does, except our investors are the people themselves, the governments, you people, the donors, and you people, the taxpayers. We have to make extremely strict control of our finances, such as the longevity of the organization. Because if the organization is gone, poof, that unique service is gone. We have to find out what quantifies. We have to use the same metrics as, say, a CEO does, of wanting to know what quantifies as high quality work, high quality results, and yeah, I'm learning how to do that. I'd rather be on the ground level though. But say, for example, I'm on the ground level and I discover a bunch of teenagers who are LGBTQ, right? And they just been they've been kicked out of the house. It happens a lot here in Calgary. It happens a lot here in Alberta. Lots of homophobes and lots of homophobic parents still. And these kids have no place to go. So then you find out a need. A common need is that they may need some housing and some supports to enjoy a teenage life. Otherwise, they may slip into the world of drugs, and where it's really rough out there. Or maybe some war vets. Like, maybe we're getting a bunch of war vets in the shelters, and the shelters are only there to be a band-aid solution. It's there to be an intake. Like, ultimately, the homeless shelters to be like a big giant pool of intake, where we kind of sort out their different individual needs. Say, for example, a mother with kids who was escaping some big wreck of a wife beater, a big Stanley Kowalski. Stanley Kowalski is a character on Streetcar Named Desire. That's where the wife beater shirt. He was a war vet. He works down there in Louisiana. He beats the crap out of his wife and his sister-in-law. He rapes his sister-in-law, makes her go cuckoo. And her sister-in-law, it basically is a human interest piece. Basically, it's a really good. It's a wonderful play in a movie. And in this case, Stanley Kowalski is a drunken war vet who's alcoholic and starts beating his women, and sort of like that. I actually had a friend like that. I had a friend, like a coworker like that. And I didn't know who he was like that, but yeah, not to name names, but he just kept on going from wife to wife to wife to wife. He's living out there in some place in Chestermere Lake, so he's living a nice, peaceful life after destroying the lives and the families of several other people, other Canadians, whom the Albertan taxpayer, the Canadian taxpayer, has to now pick up the tab to kind of regrew crazy glue what's left of their life in. He was a pretty he was a number. He did a number on these women psychologically. None of them were physical. I don't think he has the. He's one of those skinny rednecks, not one of those big rednecks, but he's more of a mindfuck gaslighter. So it's assholes like that who hurt people, and there's us people who have to take your tax dollars and kind of make sure make sure there's a nice, comfy net, a suicide net, if you will, a net that catches them. It's the the social safety net, and we try to kind of find out what they need, find out what heals their insides, especially the insides, especially up here, the insides up here, so that you can start functioning in society again on their own terms. We don't push. We've learned that not to push anything. Although we want to advise, we can't advise, and that's how social work works, basically. And all these people who dress up in all these colorful garish colorful clothing, feathers and boas and whatnot. They are, really glorious raver clothes, if you will, like really flashy, the neon color of the 90s, kind of the neon colors. Something very flashy, something very fabulous, very Harlequin-like. Then we kind of push. We kind of trying to push for these issues to be resolved at the legalistic level, the legislature level. It's all one big happy family of networkers, and that's what they're teaching us how to go into. So I'm taking a little break from that. It's a wonderful industry, actually. You don't. It's not that we're there to save the planet. We're there to serve the planet. We're there to serve you people, the public, you public people, and hopefully we did it right. A lot of times we did it wrong. A lot of times we are limited by the resources we have or the legalistic realities, which is this is Trumpism, Reaganism, lots of conservatisms, and but also. We want to do this right. We want to do this not slowly, but we want to do this in a controlled way. Otherwise, we have chaos. Social change just happens like that. It's chaos. But I like chaos. Chaos is good. Order out of chaos. I have a snake. I am born in the year of the Chinese horoscopian year of the snake and the fire snake of no less. And we love chaos. We love being shit disturbers. We love making something anew. Think of it as the snake burning off their old skin. Everything's learned. Everything's learned last year. Every new year you have a new set of skin, or every 5 years, anyways, you have a new set of skin. So every 5 years, you work your ass off, you learn a little, you become a different person, a much older person, by the way. I want my old 21-year-old body back. Maybe we may have it. Like, there's gonna be a lot of social upheavals, especially with new genetics and stuff. People live younger and stuff. What will that look like? People will become more cybernetic, more machines. This video is not using old film. This video is just using a bunch of wavelengths, this data, these numbers, and digital images, like this eyeball, the skin here. But on the screen right there, it's just ones and zeros, basically that correspond to Chinaman pink or Chinaman tan. They try to make my bald head like that, and then the corresponding of number is black here. So yeah, lots of changes will happen. It's our job to make sure that people who do get caught up in this age of change don't get hurt as much. And in this age of change, say for example, see here, for example, the Saudis are realizing that their oil is not going to last forever. The Albertans are realizing their oils are not going to last forever, especially with China and India going. China, India, and Pakistan going green, so taking good care of their planet, take good care of God's planet, Allah's planet, Buddha's planet, that kind of thing. And so Alberta has to realize they have to reinvent themselves, and reinventing themselves is really rough. Michael Jackson went through a rough time trying to reinvent himself, and poor guy, he was not very happy. He was beautiful, but beautiful as a young sculpted, well sculpted. I don't know. In his dangerous videos, in his other videos, Beat It, Moonwalker, not Moonwalker, Hat, uh, his 30s. Smooth Criminal. That was just beautiful. He was just beautiful. But so we're gonna go to Nova Scotia here, and we're gonna try and probe him to see probe the player. I don't know if it's a human. See, even female players are starting to really make their mark on this planet. So we have so Nova Scotia has 934 tanks and 973 laser dragons. Laser dragons, as you know, are for defenses, and 218 soldiers. I spelled solidars, and that's so we're gonna try and crop banks. Like they even contemplate such a change just these past 5 years. They're contemplating using they're contemplating transsexuals. Laser dragons are they're contemplating what was it? They're contemplating the legalities of using transsexuals, not transsexuals, but two-spirits, transgenders as transgenders from male to female as to compete as a female, and of course, not to say discriminatory, but it's men have more testosterone, so they have an edge. So perhaps they have to figure out how to account for that. Really how to account for that. And personally, I think that women are transsexuals or transgenders of any kind should be recognized as their true self. Like Bruce Jenner is now a woman, and Caitlyn Jenner. And this is just my thoughts. This is just my thoughts. I'm going through my studies. You know. More profound is the rise of the indigenous right people and their indigenous activism, and that is very, very refreshing. Because I myself am a volunteer with the indigenous community, and here's proof. Here's all my pins and stuff. And also, if I'm a supporter of the trans of the LGBTQs. If you're a human, or even if you're orc or something, or orcs or alien, I don't care. If you're a sentient life form and you're on Earth and you're a citizen of this country, you're deserving of whatever rights, whatever democratic rights to be yourself in a non-violent way. The great yasa of the great law of the Khans were be whatever you want, just don't attack us. Just don't attack the Khans, don't attack your Khan. Coexist religiously with others. They did have sexual slavery, yes, they did that, and but they had rights and stuff. They didn't have homosexual rights, unfortunately. Not in Mongolia, not in the classical world either. But now we have these rights, and ancient China had these rights as well. Japan as well. There was a, but there's also lots of privileges, and so therefore, with equality, with better education, all people are starting to manifest their unique inherited rights. So that's what as social workers have to do, is make sure that this transition to that new world from this world is going to be easy as possible, as painless as possible. And if your help is needed because I don't know, the upheaval has caused such a tumultuous chaos in your life, we'll help you back up. we just legalized pot, so there you go. Some pots, you need to find legislature to kind of regulate it to make sure that it's just everything's under control, everything's kosher for everyone. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're learning to do, and hopefully I can work in this field. And anyways, let's go to Nova Scotia here, and it's this fire nuclear missile and 20 acres of land as usual, 140 population. So there we go. Don't try to hear my insane laugh. Still lots of money from Nova Scotia. I soon be in a position to attack Nova Scotia. I'm a much smaller province, by the way. So as soon as these soldiers, these tanks have come in, I have enough troopers. Apparently, I have enough troopers to. I definitely have enough soldiers to overrun them. I have enough troopers and laser dragoons. This player only has about 900 and 900 has a defense of 973. So we need to create some more laser troopers, defense laser troopers, troopers, laser dragoons, and wait, am I researching dragoons? Can I even research? Yeah, I'm researching it now. Dang yo. Well, we're reaching the 29th, so this game resets itself every month or so. So this is Abyoyo 2. Just talking about this feature ramifications, implications of my job. Like I said, once I get my money going, I will start donating, start investing, and start securing myself, so I can start having more fun. In regards, and what constitutes as fun for me is just planet saving, basically. It's the only thing that makes me happy. I'm not a stylish person by any stretch, as you can tell. I'm pretty gooberish looking, gomer pile looking, goober looking. I guess I'm more of a utilitarian droid than a looker droid. When it's utilitarian, and so when it's flashy and aesthetic droid. Continue to upgrade my education, perhaps definitely donate to life extenders. I really want to crush Alzheimer's, help crush Parkinson's, Huntington disease, maybe. Heart disease, oh yes, definitely. But everyone knows, if you want to be good to your heart, just eat some healthy food. That's about it. Eat healthy food, take care of yourself, and they'll extend your life a lot. I want to make people happy in this life. I consider myself a vampire ghoul, a chi vampire. That is a chi vampire. What else can I say? One that kind of suckles away life force. So I go to games, I go to cinemas. I haven't done that in a while because I'm too busy studying. So I'm turning into a zombie, turning into dust here, turning into melted wax. Wax dude here. So I want to go back into the out world. Summer's gonna come and hit. Summer's gonna come eventually, and I get well rested. I'm gonna work part time this summer. So I don't know. Work part time this summer. Afford some body refiguration, so I don't fall asleep during my practicum, because that's what happened last time. I fell asleep during the practicum. The practicum didn't feel right too. I didn't feel like I was adequately trained enough to appreciate what the industry has, and now I know a little bit more about it. And now I know that I have research skills that can help. I can help in my practicum interview. I can say that whatever secret project you're working on in regards to researching and implementing, I love to get involved in that, because that's what turns me on. That's what arouses my mind. Turns me on up there. Turns on the switch. Okay, so let's continue writing this paper. This particular paper I'm working on, this particular group work I'm working on is about What's it about? It's about yes, it's about how it's the code in the class is remission prevention. It's how to prevent remission in our clients. Remission, of course, means that say for example a return to a previous unhealthy state after a period of healthy growth or just natural living. For example, someone who has cancer, the cancer comes back. It's becoming less. It's coming less and less now because of the advent of THC. CBT oil really shrinks tumors. Some of the more stubborn tumors can't get shrunken, so you still need chemo for those assholes. But we're doing research a lot. Of why the white blood cells clone themselves over and over again. Um, we may even create the stem cells to regrow some old tumorous lungs that have been ravaged by disease, tuberculosis, for example, and they're not in the iron lung anymore because the last person who had the iron lung died in the 90s, I think it was, 70s perhaps. It was, oh, maybe you're still alive, iron lung survivor. There you go. One of the last few people ate iron lung. And yeah, he has to live in this compression chamber, unfortunately. Polio fried his lung neurons. Such a sad thing. And that's another goal of social work is to help create living conditions that are extremely hygienic, um, extremely able to live in that's enriched. And if I was super rich, I definitely donate into Habitat for Humanity, or I definitely donate to services that the homeless shelter, the homeless foundation, for example, are really trying to cram in the housing first rule, and then the house is clean, it's a healthy place to live. Then the psychological debriefing, defragmentation can actually happen, can actually be accomplished, and it's not about. Like, I mean, people say that you're a bum. You're no one like it says in the Bible. No one likes the poor. Everyone hates the poor. They kind of Have you guys volunteered in the homeless shelter? Anyone who's watched my channels? I volunteered in a homeless shelter. I volunteered at many of them, and if it's the best we can do. With the resources we have, with the numbers we have, it's the best we can do for now. Uh, sadly, like I said, the Christian theological point of view, or the Muslim or Islamic one, or the Judaism one, this plan is broken. This olam is really screwed up. Olam means is the Hebrew term for it's the Hebrew term for planet or Earth or world, and this olam is extremely broken. And because we decided to eat the apple, and that's a cop out. I know it's a very bad reason to, but it's the reason. I'm a Catholic, so it's the reason. See, here's my rosary right there. I'm gonna get myself a real rosary. Gonna get my mother-in-law a nice rosary. My mother was taught in the Catholic tradition as part of because Catholic schools back in the 70s were very accommodating to immigrants, and she took her education high school there. She got her math 30 here. I don't know how she did that. She must have been a super genius because I can't even do math 10. I did a remedial math 23. I should not have used the word tard. I'm sorry. That is a slur word, akin to racial slurs as well. I believe this particular prejudice is called ableism, and it's still a forbidden ism here in Canada. In Canada, we have a Charter of Rights and Freedom where no discrimination whatsoever. The Canada Act and stuff. So yeah, so we can try to sanitize or try to hygienic have a verbal hygiene right there, mental hygiene, cleaning the head, clean the mouth, cleaning the eyes, kind of thing. So let us go to continue Abyoyo's quest to destroy humanity here. We're gonna try and reload our missile again, so we can fire another nuclear missile over at this player here. Well, so we're picking on Nova Scotia here. Let's just go to sector news. See what say there. Abyoyo fired 1-4, launched a nuclear missile on Nova Scotia. Destroyed 20 acres of land, or 20 plants of land. And watermelon here. Watermelon's conquering land here. And see, look, how come you guys can? How come whenever I fire nuclear missiles, I only make I only kill off 20 acres of land, 20 planets of 20 planets. Yet when they do it, they destroy this many. I'm gonna try an experiment. The experiment will involve that let's just construct some laser troopers here. My experiment will entail that I fire at a legitimate target and see if that destroys even more acres of land. But anyhow, I have to produce maybe more a lot more many more troopers and stuff. Then I can hit them again. Nova Scotia. Okay, so again, as I've mentioned in the other video, where does the term Abyoyo come from? The term Abyoyo comes from an old Peter Seeger. He's a folk singer, a folk guitarist. I think he's on who Peter Seeger. What song did he make? It's one of the. I have to look him up. So it's one of those folk American like hippie players. Peter Seeger. He made a song called Abyoyo, and let's see here, discography. Oh, Abyoyo's not here. Abyoyo should be here somewhere. It was a album book. It was a children's book, and it's about it's based on a South African tale of you can find this over on Reading Rainbow, and it's about a giant named Abyoyo who kept on harassing a town, and so but the thing is, there was a magician who had a magic wand who was causing mischief, and his son who kept on annoying the town with playing with his practicing of the banjo, and he annoyed the town because he was just practicing, he was just learning how to play it, and the twangy twang sound really upset all the grown-ups and stuff. So this annoyed them. So then both the grandpa and the grandson were kicked out of town, and then lo and behold, the giant mutant named Abyoyo attacks the town, and so the grandpa and the grandson, they teamed up with each other to I need to practice my speech making. Actually, I have to actually do a presentation speech in front of Oxford. That's gonna suck if I don't take care of my speech. I'm gonna have to take lots of speech practices. So Abyoyo had to fall down and had to fall on his bum and had to be magically whisked away by the magical spell. But to do that, the boy had to tire him out first and played the Abyoyo song, a song about him, which pleased the giant, uh, and he exhausted himself while dancing, jumping up and down, and stuff like that. Just twirling and just prancing and just jumping up and down on the spot and whatnot. So then the grandpa and sister zoop and made him vanish. So Abyoyo, 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 and that's how Abyoyo was born. I don't know. The song just popped into my head. I don't know what particular random memory piece of memory made me remember, but I did. So it's going to be age, beta age. We're going to go by age now to count the videos and stuff. The videos are up in their hundreds. I mean, throughout the time, throughout Utopia, Mythia, and this game, and Star Kingdoms, presumably. There's thousands of videos now, hundreds of videos now. So this helps differentiate which sector it is and which age it is, and So this is age Abyoyo 2. I wrote down my notes. And I thought of a really cool. I think I called myself Briggs and Stratton one time. So let's enter my shields up, so I don't have yo-yo myself. Shields. In next few rounds, I should be in a position to attack Nova Scotia and just laugh at that player. I'm in a very pensive mood right now. I'm not in my usual geekly gaga mood. So sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not happy, sometimes I'm in a thinking mode, sometimes I'm in a serious mode. And like I said, I just done lots of stuff. I've just done lots of studies into this whole social worker, the business aspect of it, the business administration of it. And I told my sister-in-law in Vietnam that she might want to try that, and you still get good pay. It's less than subpar than say a corporate multi-millionaire, and that's a good thing. But you're still paid very regularly. 75 grand. Well, 60 grand to start. And then you can upgrade yourself with education and with training. And if you can actually make the organization grow, as in getting more donors, and growing its finances, so it can reach more people, and also they can actually provide more services, more abundant variety of services, and also to the longevity of the organization. And for example, here is a sticker. I need to donate to them again this month. In fact, this is the month. Every month I donate $100. So this, I guess Special Olympics is going to get a nice 25. I donate $100 for now, so I can split up $20, five ways for 5 organizations every month. I should have a list of organizations I like. So I haven't donated to the Special Olympics in a while yet. I haven't donated to this is another one I did. This is the United Nations Association. They also do a lot of donations and stuff. So, I should donate to the Ted Turner's Foundation, or Ted Turner's United Nations Foundation. I donated to. I would like to start donating to the. Who are they? They are called the. I don't know who they're called. They're called the Methuselah Mouse of the Emprise. The Methuselah Mouse is a funding organ of Senescence Foundation. That's one of the many different organizations that's funding that's funding longevity and other kinds of research. So a lot of research out there is also to extend life, but you gotta extend the quality of life too. So in this way, you can live longer and happier too. So yeah, I'm telling my sister-in-law to when she graduates, she might want to enjoy actually working for an NGO. In fact, we may even start an NGO here. Bring yet another Catholic organization to Calgary to strengthen the diocese. I have to work within the Catholic Church, especially fundraising and stuff in that particular organization. And try to strengthen the Calgary diocese. Maybe even Calgary becomes an archdiocese. Who knows? Uh, the ecclesiastical province of Alberta is Alberta. It corresponds also with the jurisdictions of Alberta, and also the archdiocese. The archdiocese is in Edmonton, and it's split up between the diocese of Edmonton and Calgary. So maybe I can strengthen the Calgarian world here. Definitely start to donate to the church, the UFC. I want to go back to UFC again to take a bachelor's of arts degree because you can't always be just a worker. You have to have good taste. You have to have some humanity in you. So that's probably gonna be when I'm an older adult, an older student, an older student trying to find a way to regurgitate all this knowledge into all this knowledge and insight into the archives someplace. I have huge archives in the backyard of my studies here at the Bow Valley. I have a huge collection of old pens and paper or old pens and pencils that I'm using. This pencil is really sharpened. So, anyways, let us people know that I've been team killing again, and play around with StarCraft. Let's tick off players over there, and continue to write our wacky paper. Then I've got to go back to church. I've got to go back to church and spend the whole evening writing this paper, and then mailing it off to my group. And I just nuked my own kingdom. Bah, I'm so good at killing. I didn't reach for my handkerchief. I have a handkerchief here, but I kind of there we go. Like I said, I'm coming out of a cold here, so meet up with my group, read up our stuff, thank God, and then I'll be able to I might as well, after team killing tomorrow, after reloading my nuke, I'll have enough money to reload my nuke, and I'll post it one more time so everyone has a good laugh before the age ends, and before the age ends, I should be able to be strong enough. So we'll come back a few hours later, and see how strong Abyoyo is, and good. I have Nova Scotia. Let's just see how much his buildings are. Let's see how residences. Oh, he's building more residences, so he's being cute. But that is cute though. Air support bay. Yeah, that's also cute because he doesn't even have enough researching for airplanes yet. Okay, so I'm going to go down for some noms, and maybe have some good noms and come back up and laugh at my enemies. Thank you for watching our show. We're gonna be right back. It's you. Let's see if anyone's answered me back here. We're coming to our 40-minute mark here, so yeah, not much to say here. Just me. All right, that's it. Hopefully the Calgary Flames have won last night. Let's see here. Let's find out. They won. They won. They lost. They lost. Hope they won. I haven't seen. Okay, so we've won last night. We were upgraded to tonight or Saturday will be the last battle of Alberta. If we can sweep it, the series, then if we can sweep them, then we'll sweep them. And last battle of Alberta for the year. Tonight? I thought Saturday. Wait a minute. We lost a shutout. What? Well, how do we get up? How do we jump up to the? We were third last time, so therefore, if it's a loss, then should we be going down the pit of death? Let's see standings. Let's see what happened here. That's the. Okay. Okie dokie. So if we beat Edmonton tonight, which we have to solidify our position in Gigiga. And with hockey, it's whoever's in these little squares here, representing the champion, the top players of the Pacific realm or league. The Central League, though, this is the Western League versus the Eastern League, and then there's different little zones here. I believe in football it's the top two. This is the CFL. I'm not sure how the NFL is working. I'm going to assume that's the top four or something of either these AF or the National League and the Gagagu League. I'm not American, so and then they go and become the Super Bowl contenders and this East versus West. Same thing here. So here's how it works. Whoever the cutoff is here to the second place plus these three, those three, and these two here. So Vegas is in there just barely, but say Winnipeg is able to kick ass and then knock them down, or better yet, to hold a stronger position up here. Looks like everyone's all closely. They go by points. Here's the thing. There's many different metrics of how they calculate the position. Say for example, if they are tied in points, like say Edmonton and Calgary are both 58ers or 57 or whatever, then they'll go by scores. They'll go by all these other funny little metrics over here of who deserves. But the easiest way is to win a game, get 2 points, and secure a nice little buffer zone here. If you win a shutout, which we've won last night, overtime. If we go to overtime, then you're just it's a 3-point game because with each team playing gets 1 point. Gets 1 position point, and then to earn the other half, you have to either win the game through a shutout or through overtime. So after the first overtime, which is like maybe first overtime. They used to have 2 overtimes. I think that's only for playoffs. They have 1 overtime. Then it goes to a shutout. And best of and should the other team score, if another team has a chance to go, they have a chance to tie it, and then the other team has a chance to tie it. Then that's whoever has more shutout scores, and then they win that extra point. And with football, I believe it's the CFL. I believe it's the best two teams in either in the West and the West or the South League. So I'm thinking that CFL wise, I think it's how they're doing it. Expansion. I think they're getting a team online, the Atlanta Schooners. But the Atlanta Schooners have a the Atlanta Schooners are having a difficulty getting their team online, paying for the stadium, and they have everything, all the other prerequisite elements for a team except a stadium to play. They're building one right now though, so that's good. It evens everything out, 5-5. Because right now the team rosters are in favor of the West. There we have 5 teams, they have 4. So this balances out. I like balancing out. You know, and who knows? So salary cap. How many salary cap will be at? Ooh, okay. So each team can have a cap of 5.3 million, and each player can get $100,000. That's peanuts compared to American players, but that's still a lot of money. Basic minimum salary is increased to 65. So each player's basic minimum wage is 65,000. That's a lot. Uh, and then this is probably top pick. So that's good. And players will get 20%. They're trying to expand international deals. I guess they're trying to expand both CFL and NFL to the world. Where Canadian football and American football and Australian football, I believe, they're trying to export this to the world, and especially to China, export to China, and it's working very well. I mean, China will host the Great Cup. And see, the Atlanta Schooners are going to come. It's going to belong to the Halifax. It's a collection of small towns. Halifax is the capital of Nova Scotia. Wow, that is one awesome council room. It looks very it looks very White House-ish. So just a little bit of, if you're an American player here watching this video, this is just pretty much Canadian politics and how world. Think of it as America's hat. But you guys are our pans. Pans. Barney Stinson say, pans, tell the pans story. Pans. Mike Savage. Isn't he a child actor? I don't know, the city of Calgary, there's a bunch of different little towns and stuff that are following the Calgary system. I don't know what it's like to live in Halifax, by the way. I would live there. It's a city by the sea. It's got high-tech stuff. What's the population of Halifax? See, this whole region. It's a city, but it's also a region of it's like a regional municipality. It's like how Calgary is a city, how Calgary is the CMA, and how Edmonton is the capital region, and how big cities are big. Big cities now are their own different little fiefdoms, and so the population of Halifax is about 1 million people. Wow. Oh no, that's the size. Okay. What? Only 400,000 people for a city that size? Wow, that's interesting. Must be because of all the different little towns that make up this. Yeah, all the different little towns are all fusing into one. I'd live there. See huge vision. That's where they filmed the. That's where they're supposed to. That's where the setting. That's the setting for Trailer Park Boys, by the way. Okay, no more procrastinating. It's gonna be me and my essays, and once that's done, I don't have to see it again. I can actually work on the other essays. Hopefully my teacher will tell us that they did are the green coordinator, who's the professor who's in charge of green initiatives at the university or at Mount Royal College, can actually give us the instructions of how to get to Edmonton, how to stay overnight in Edmonton, and so I gotta go with my friend. And yeah, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be graduating with a bunch of everyone's gonna be I'm gonna be graduating with a bunch of randos. I'm the last. I'm the last of the. I'm the last of the 2016 cohort. Because I'm on a deferred time schedule. Um, yeah, everything is slowly growing in the right direction. I can actually. Hopefully, I'm still fertile enough, and my wife is still fertile enough to have kids and grandkids, and I plan to give them my scene card points. I spend some scene points, of course, but I'll be saving up more scene points for them. Sending up, and then when they become of age, when they're entering the 21-year-olds age, and they're out there in party mode for their 21 to 26-year-old party fest, I will give them a gift of dopamine, watching movies with their friends and going to wean themselves off, wean themselves off of wean themselves off into the world, and that's just my gift to them. It's some wacky scene point cards. Okay, so thank you for watching our show. Come to an hour of fun. So but now I gotta run.